I'm gonna tell you a story, but the first thing you have to understand is time does not work the way you think it does. You can call me Oracle because I'm the one who's talking to you. Welcome to the call. So I promised, and now I deliver. So, these are the beginning, because there are quite a few of these things. All the dragon shouts from Skyrim. So, Graha Brahmavak Sampragayati Asti. Dragon, Brahma's voice, pronounced by singing to thee. Pretty basic thing to start with. Graha Brahmavak Pazu Bhavati Abhisandadati Sashkinoti. This is for animal allegiance. So, Grama Brahmavak Sampragati Pazu Bhavati Abhisandadati Sashkinoti. So, this is for animal allegiance. Again, it's dragon with Brahma's voice, pronounced to be by singing. Pasuvavati for become an animal, or animal. It goes animal, ally, and pack. So I chose Pasuvavati for become an animal, Abhisandadati for ally, and Sajkinoti for mobilize. Because it was the best thing to go for with pack. I felt like it was better than trying to have a bunch of wolves draw up a battle array. Grama Brahmavak, Samragati, Samsmandati, Anvichati, Nargayati. And this is for Aura Whisper. It's pronounced to be by singing, pulsate with life. It's a life seek and hunt. Anvichati, Margayati, seek and hunt. Gra Brabavak Zastrukopa, Zabrayati, Anuraga Karoti, Utsahate, Vizvasam Nayati. And this is for Battle Fury, which is it's Sword Fury. It's Zastrukopa. That's just what it is. Anuraga Karoti. So the three are loyalty, valor, and inspire. So pretty conveniently, inspire confidence is already just its own verb. So Anuraga Karoti, do loyalty. Utsahate, show courage. Visvasan Nayati, inspire confidence. Next is become ethereal. Ooh, spooky. Graha Brahmavak, Sampragayati, Vivarnabhavati, Sivate, Anahayati, Nihari Karoti. So a lot of these are supposed to be and just are three verbs. But in a couple of cases, and this is one of them, I added an extra one because it seemed incredibly appropriate or just not appropriate to not put them in. So it's fade, spirit, and bind are the three that are in there. Vivana Bhavati's fade. Savate is haunt. I thought that was good for spirit. And Hayati is bind. And Nihari Karoti is convert into mist. That's about as ethereal as you can get. Krama Brahmavak, Sambragati, Bhumi Karoti, Hari Arahati, Kraha Bhavati. So this is for Benwell. So it starts with Sambragati, obviously pronounced to be by singing. Bhumi Karoti, do earth, essentially. Or it's less become of earth and like act as earth. And in this case, it's more of act upon the earth than anything else. Hardi Arahati, keep in mind. Grabhavati, become a dragon. So essentially, this is it's earth, mind, and dragon. And that's why keep in mind is in the middle, because it's essentially the shot of the dragon going into the mind of the person who's doing it, and they kind of have to keep it in mind because that's how dragons work. Gra Brahmavak, Sampragati, Himam Varsati, Vayariate, Avivikisapati. Call dragon, snow, hunter, wing. So, Brahmaspi by singing, Himam Varsati, snow. Via Dayati, become a hunter. Avivikisapati, flap one's wings over. Essentially, that's when the dragon gets there and it flaps its wings over you. Grava Brahmavak, Sampragayati, Narkaroti Rathabhavati, Pratana Avatarati. Call of Valor. This one's pretty cool. Hero, champion, and legend. Narkaroti, do hero stuff. Rathabhavati, become a champion. Pratana Avatarati, legend descent. Gra Brahmavak, Sambragati, Krandate, Sambavati, Grismasamira Bhavati. Clear skies, wind, spring, summer. So, Krandate is wind roar, or make a roaring sound as in wind or ocean, but I thought it was appropriate for this. Sambhavati is spring up. Like, it's actually honestly a lot like if you're doing like Aikido rolling and you kip up. Like, because if you do rolling in Aikido, you roll and you roll up as a spring up. Same thing with like people are like laying flat on their back and they can just like flex their back and like whoop, that's a kip up. It's basically the same thing, but essentially the Karandate roar is then springing up into the sky, and then Grisma Samira Babati, summer breeze, it means become a summer breeze. So the shout is essentially like literally actually you roaring like the wind, you sending that roar to spring up, and then having it turn into a summer breeze to clear the skies away. I think that's pretty baller just by itself. Alright, got 3 more that I'm done. Graha Brababak Sabragati, Paraya Vartayati, Luchati, Brabayati. Alright, so this is wind up like a clock for wind, be free for unleash, and spin for spin. Graha Brababak, Sambragayati, Zrathnati, Prasyati, Karasti Karoti, Banakti. Alright, before I explain this, the last one was for Cyclone, which is why it's wind, unleash, and spin. Which ends up being wind up, be free, and spin. But this one is disarm, and there's a word for disarm in Sanskrit, so I just start it with that. That's the Zrathnati. Then there's so I did this thing where I tried to specifically choose verbs that like maybe not necessarily work in common context with this, but might work with this. This is Prasyati is cast like a weapon, like you're throwing something. So essentially, I have it. The logic of this is that you're casting at the weapon, and that's why the operative words in this are weapon, hand, and defend, or defeat rather. Next is Karasti Karoti, which is lay on the hand. Now, I think traditionally this is actually meant for healing by laying on the hand, but in this case, it's you actually laying your attack on the weapon hand of whoever you're shouting at. And Banakti, defeat. Specifically for the context of an army, because in theory you can use this to be like, Wah! And all the weapons just like, boom. Graha Brahmavak, Sampragati, Vaya, Vayaha, Bhavati, Davati, Vijukupsate, Vismayate. Alright, and this is for dismay. So it starts out with fear. So, I did this thing that you can do with Sanskrit, which is turn things into verbs. In this case, by there's this verb called this noun called fear array, and that's baya vuya vulha. But so then in this case, it's like you start out with becoming a fear array, which is essentially, as near as I can tell, is literally just becoming literally everything that's scary about you all at once. Because like everyone has their essentially everyone has their own fear array, near as I can tell. And it's like a combination of whatever is like intimidating about you. I don't exactly know what's intimidating about me, but like essentially it would start with that. Vaya vayoha bhavati, davati. So run, as in specifically run away, because you can run towards or run away with the same davati. So like I specified, run away. Terror, and I chose shrink away from, as in like shrink away from like a fire, like flinching, essentially. Essentially, it's saying you have to flinch now. Vijug upsate, and then vismayate, be dismayed. Oh, because when a dragon tells you to be dismayed, you better be dismayed, or it will make you dismayed. And this is Oracle, I'm gonna sing myself out. Dream safely out there in the weave all throughout. And if you are wondering, truly, I hope I see you safely out there in the weave.